So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 24, chapter entitled The Subterranean Heavenly Planets. Text 25. So how do you do? Because this is not in the, there is no meter. It is like just to be recited. So you want me to only recite, or you will all recite after me? Then I will go in parts.
Prabhuji, you can recite. Normally we don't repeat. So that's what we do. Hare Krishna.
5th canto, 24th chapter, 25th text. Yasyanudasyam evasmat pitamaha kilavavrena tu swapitrayam yad utakutho bhayam padam diyamanam bhagavatah param iti bhagavatotpattare parate khalu swapitari. Word to word meaning. Do you read word to word meaning, or directly I go to translation?
It's your choice, Prabhuji. Some of the speakers read the word to word, some don't. So
we'll go directly to the translation. Bali Maharaj said, "My grandfather Prahlad Maharaj is the only person who understood his own self-interest. Upon the death of Prahlad's father, Hiranyakashipu, Lord Narasimhadev wanted to offer Prahlad his father's kingdom and even wanted to grant him liberation from material bondage. But Prahlad accepted neither. Liberation and material opulence, he thought, are obstacles to devotional service. And therefore such gifts from the Supreme Personality of Godhead are not his actual mercy. Consequently, instead of accepting the results of karma and jnana, Prahlad Maharaj simply begged the Lord for engagement in the service of his servant." Purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has instructed that an unalloyed devotee should consider himself a servant of the servant of the servant of the Supreme Lord. Gopir Bhartur Pad Kamala Das Dasanudasaha. In Vaishnava philosophy, one should not even become a direct servant. Prahlad Maharaj was offered all the blessings of an opulent position in the material world and even the liberation of merging into Brahman. But he refused all this. He simply wanted to engage in the service of the servant of Lord. Therefore, Bali Maharaj said that because his grandfather Prahlad Maharaj had rejected the blessings of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in terms of material opulence and liberation from material bondage, he truly understood his self-interest. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapata. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pradan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamsya Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Deshatare Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayati Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So here, what we are seeing is what is happening below the Earth planet. Fifth canto is talking about the entire universe, heavenly planets, some parts, and now talking about different planetary systems, and some planetary systems below the Earth. So that is known as subterranean, heavenly planets. It's amazing. The title itself is so, it looks very contradictory. Subterranean. It is said that the sunlight does not reach to any place below the Earth. Whatever the planets are situated below the Earth, sunlight doesn't reach there. It's all dark, dingy, or But it is said it is subterranean heavenly planets. Because the opulence is so much that in some planets it defeats the opulence of Indra also. But there is no dharma. Obviously, Bali Maharaj is an exceptional case. Kalia is an exceptional case. But overall, people don't follow dharma. The principles of religion are not being followed any place below the Earth. But here, we are talking about an exceptional personality who, in every parameter, has defeated Indra. And he is Bali Maharaj. And Bali Maharaj today is talking about another personality who is kind of, extraordinary, at a higher pedestal than even Lord Brahma. Or even Lord Shiva says, I am devotee, the small devotee. You go to Prahlad, he is a devotee. So Prahlad, in that way, Prahlad Maharaj is on a higher pedestal of devotion than even Lord Shiva. Here, Bali Maharaj, look at the statement, the opening statement, in the translation itself. Bali Maharaj says, my grandfather Prahlad Maharaj is the only person who understood his own self-interest. And Prahlad Maharaj in his teaching is talking about this. Nate vidu swartha gatim hi Vishnu. People in this material creation are so foolish, so unintelligent. They do not understand what is their self-interest. Then how can they achieve that self-interest? And until unless we achieve our own self-interest, we cannot be happy. Even if given all the three planetary systems, or if given the entire material creation, or if given the impersonal liberation. And that's why Prahlad Maharaj has rejected everything. His father practically was the owner or controller of all three planetary systems. He could have easily acquired that position. He told Narasimha, I don't want. 2 days back, we celebrated Narasimha Chaturdashi. That's such an auspicious verse talking about Prahlad Maharaj. It is said that Bhagavatam class in which there's no description of Prahlad Maharaj, that Bhagavatam class is not complete. His name must come. So dear to the Lord. And his teachings are so profound. So Prahlad Maharaj understood when Narasimha Dev, he killed. All of you would have heard the entire pastimes of Lord Narasimha Dev, how he appeared, what were the atrocities of Hiranyakashipu, how he tried to kill Prahlad, how Prahlad was protected, how Prahlad was fearless. completely fearless, even when death is staring at him. And then after Narsingadev killed Hiranyakashipu, he asked Prahlad, "What do you want?" Prahlad said, "My dear Lord, I don't want anything." He said, "How can you say you don't want anything? If I have appeared, I must give something." You know, when you get, if any one of you get darshan of any of the devatas, they must give some benediction. What to talk of the Supreme Lord? If Supreme Lord is giving darshan, he must give benediction. Otherwise, people will talk. The Lord gave uh, darshan and he did not give anything to his devotee. So Narsingadev is kind of insisting. "I insist, Prahlad, you ask something." He said, "My dear Lord, do you think I'm a businessman? That I have performed bhakti so that I can gain something from you? No, I know, Prahlad, you are not a businessman, but still, please ask something. What do you want? You want this entire material creation?" Prahlad said, "My dear Lord, why are you putting me into illusion? Did not I see the situation of Hiranyakashipu, my father? He was like the king of this entire universe, practically the king. He was controlling demigods. And in few minutes, you killed him. So much time it took for you to kill him because he had a benediction by Brahma that he will be killed not in the daytime and not in the night time. So you were waiting for the evening, for the dusk to come. Otherwise, few minutes, few seconds, he will be kicked out from his body. And that's what happened. So I'm not that foolish that I will ask for something which can be, taken away within few minutes. So then he said, "Then do you want liberation?" Rana said, "No. Who wants liberation? What will I do there? Impersonal liberation." So then what do you want? He said, "My dear Lord, I want service." Lord Narasimha said, "Okay, then you come with me and serve." He said, "No, I'm not qualified to serve you." When Lord Narasimha was, exhibiting, or he manifested his super ugra form, super angry form, Brahma, Shiva, no demigod, no sage could go, dare to go in front of him. Even Lakshmi, Brahma said, "Mother, is your husband?" Huh? Even if husband is angry, wife can easily appease him, pacify him. So please go and do something. Lakshmi said, "No, nothing doing. I'm not going. I've never seen my husband so angry." So then Brahma said, "Okay, only one person, because of whom he become angry, he has become angry, can be pacified by." Then Brahma sent Prahlad. So he said, "My dear Lord, I don't want to serve you. Am I qualified?" No. Then, but what happened there, what Brahma couldn't achieve, what Lord Shiva couldn't achieve, what Mother Lakshmi couldn't achieve, Prahlad, just by paying obeisances to Narasimha, he pacified. So then he said, "My dear Lord, I just want service to your servants." And that's what Prabhupada, the purport he writes, Gopir Partu, Padakamalayur Das Das Dasanu Das. In one lecture, Prabhupada said Das 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 and 100 times Das and Anudas. That is our situation. We now, after understanding basic philosophy, we don't say that I want to become God. That's out. We know that there's no space, there's no vacancy. Cannot do anything. cannot do. So then I want to become the person or devotee who directly serves the Lord. But Prahlad Maharaj is saying, no, that also should not be a desirable object of a bhakta, of a devotee. He says, Narottam Das Thakur, he sings, Radha Krishna Pranamor Yugala Kishore. In this bhajan he writes, Seva, that Agya, to serve the Lord, I need Agya of devotees. To serve devotees also, I need Agya of devotees. I need permission. So here the mood is not to serve the Lord directly, but to serve his devotees. And that's exactly Lord Krishna is telling to Arjuna. In the Adi Purana, he says, one who claims that he is my devotee is not my devotee. One who claims that he is my devotee's devotee, he is my devotee. That should be the mood. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us. Now, in few verses previous to this verse, you saw how just in the previous verse itself it is mentioned that Indra, forget about Indra, who was materially attached. Even Brahaspati was not intelligent, he said. Brahaspati being the guru, he should have told Indra that Vamanadev is here. Why are you asking Vamanadev to go and beg Bali Maharaj back your kingdom? Why don't you ask Vamanadev to liberate you, to make you a pure devotee? So in this Bhagavatam, even Brahaspati is considered as not very intelligent. Narad Muni even chastised Vasudeva. Obviously, he's Krishna's father, but Narad Muni is saying, if you got the benediction, as Lord came to you and your wife and he asked you, what do you want? And you said that, my dear Lord, we want you as son. Why did you not ask that you want to go back to Godhead? Rather than going to Vaikuntha, you are calling the Lord in this material world. Of course, we know that Vasudeva Devaki, they are the class apart. Whatever they are doing for the pleasure of Lord, because Lord himself wants to manifest himself in this material world and perform pastimes. So who is intelligent? If Indra is not intelligent, if Brihaspati is not intelligent, guru of demigod, then who is intelligent? Bali Maharaj says in the next verse, in today's verse, my grandfather is intelligent. Yesterday's verse, it is said, alas, how pitiable it is for Indra, the king of heaven, that although he is very learned and powerful, and although he chose Brahaspati as his prime minister to instruct him, he is completely ignorant concerning spiritual advancement. Brahaspati is also unintelligent. Even Brahaspati, then who is intelligent? The question comes that who is intelligent? Then Bali Maharaj says, I know one intelligent man. Okay, dear sir, who is that intelligent man? He said, my grandfather, Prahlad Maharaj, he is intelligent. And why do you consider him as intelligent? Because he understood his own self-interest. He understood his own self-interest. You know, sometimes we should all very secretly, this thing we cannot, it takes time. And even if we open up, that's very superficial. It's not easy to reveal our heart to anyone, including our spiritual master. We may be very close to a spiritual master. We may be very close to any devotee, but it's not easy to reveal our innermost desires. It takes a lot of courage, a lot of humility, a lot of detachment. So that is why I said, sometimes we should secretly talk with ourselves and ask, why am I practicing bhakti? Why am I chanting Hare Krishna mantra? We should ask ourselves. Why? And keep on asking till the time we get the answer what Prahlad Maharaj is saying. Until unless we find our self-interest, we should keep asking. Because there are thousands and thousands of layers of desires, and all material desires, and very few, stuck at the bottom of these layers, very few mixed desires. We cannot even say spiritual desires, mixed desires. Greatly fortunate and greatly advanced are those souls who have pure spiritual desires, even if one. But if they have pure spiritual desires, they're highly advanced souls. We have unlimited material desires, layers after layers. So it is not that Harinam is not powerful. Many a times devotees have this question that we hear and we read, like Skanda Puran. Skanda Puran says, once you chant this two-syllable name called Hari, that means you have decided to go back to God. Once you chant Krishna's name, you are purified to an extent that you cannot even contaminate yourself so much. Srila Rupa Goswami says, even if you have a desire to chant the holy name, you are already liberated. Prabhupada says very simple, chant and be happy. Sometimes it creates a doubt. Are these statements true? Or is just to like giving a lollipop to a child? Okay, better come, please chant, you'll get this. Sometimes you give some, you don't give, but you actually just put a condition for the child. If you study, I'll give you this. So is it Krishna and his devotees are giving us some chocolate, some lollipop, so that we can practice bhakti, we can become good people, good human beings? Sometimes we are behind becoming good human beings. We have not accepted this process of Krishna consciousness to become a good human being. We have accepted the process of the desire, the only desire to practice Krishna consciousness. The result should be to serve a pure devotee of Lord. For that, if I become good human being, it's okay. If I don't become, it's okay. If I am criticized, Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur says, even if I am criticized, even if I develop a lot of falsehood, even if I would have developed this, all negative qualities. But if I am able to serve Shri Guru and Shri Hari, that is success. Now, please do not take it out of context and say that, okay, we don't have to become a good human being and that means we can do anything. No, it's not like that. Anyone who becomes a Vaishnava is already, at a much higher pedestal than a Brahmana. What to talk about other human beings? So those qualities will come. Yasya asti bhakti bhagavati yakinchana sarve gunas tatra samasata sura. All the good qualities, godly qualities will manifest in the heart of a person who is practicing Krishna consciousness. So why are we chanting? We should ask. We should ask ourselves. Because in due course of time, there's a tendency to develop doubt on the process of bhakti. Don't think I'm talking in the air. It's going on. Because, see, we come to Krishna consciousness with hidden agendas. And Krishna does not want to fulfill those ill motives or hidden motives. He wants us to advance in bhakti, which we may not decide in the conditioned stage. That desire is very superficial. That's why I said, secretly talk to yourself and find out. But we are not able to see the positive change in our material life, not much growth in spiritual life, and after few years, say 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, we develop doubt, or we become mechanical in our approach. Okay, that's called apathy. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says there are 4 anarthas. 4 not anarthas. Anartha is one of the category. 4 categories why we're not able to develop taste in holy. One is apathy. When we are chanting, we don't have any feelings to Krishna. We don't have any positive feelings to holy. We are chanting. Or sometimes we have even developed doubts in the process of bhakti, even though we are practicing bhakti. But there's a doubt within. The conviction is not very strong. And the doubts keep coming, surfacing again and again. Externally, we may put a different mask, but internally we know. So we should know and then correct the desire there itself. And how do we know which is correct desire? By chanting, by reading, by hearing. Still we continue. Even if superficial, even mechanical, even if just to show off to the world, I'm a devotee. If we are chanting, reading and hearing, we still are growing. We are advancing towards Krishna. Yes, at a very slow pace, but we are. So we don't have to stop that. But we should go deeper and ask ourselves, why am I doing this? Most of us get disturbed. Almost all of us, if not most, almost all of us get disturbed when there is some upheaval, some reversals in our material life. If our health gets affected, if our wealth gets affected, I'm expecting some wealth, it doesn't come. I become disturbed, it affects my chanting. My health affects my chanting. Other people in the society affect my chanting. The desires, oh, I want a car, I want a house, I want money, I want this, that, name, fame. So these desires are there. We are not pure. Let us accept it. We have to become pure. Sadhu Sangha Anartha Nivritti. Then it will come the stage of Nishtha. Then Nama Ruchi. It will come Ruchi. Bhava, Asakti, Bhava and Prema. So there's a lot of anarthas. And that's why we are not very intelligent. Why? Krishna says, in Chaitanya Charitamrita there's a verse. Ami Bhigya. I am intelligent. Krishna says, this foolish person coming to me, practicing Krishna consciousness, is asking for poison of material enjoyment. He is a fool, but I'm not a fool. I'm intelligent. I will let him practice Krishna consciousness and give my Charanamrita. So Charanamrita dilo, so Charanamrita divo. I will give my own Charanamrita and destroy his desires to enjoy this material world. That's mercy of Krishna. I was just discussing with someone today that how Krishna takes away your opulences, your material opulences. When Krishna shows extra mercy on you, how many of us are ready for that extra mercy? Let's be honest and ask ourselves, and we don't have to reply here. These are all secret talks. So who's intelligent? One who's practicing Krishna consciousness in order to attain service to the servants of 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 the Lord. If anyone who desires liberation, if anyone who desires material opulence, even liberation also means, basic idea is liberation, the word itself means, I don't want these material problems. I want liberation from the material problem. That itself is a selfish desire. But, okay, Krishna says, Chaturvidha bhajante mam guna sapkuritino arjuna artho jigyasu artharthi jnani cha bharatarshava. At least they have come to me. Krishna is happy. So we are mixed devotees, but we are devotees. We are chanting, we have accepted this process. Our Guru Parampara has accepted us, empowered us. So gradually we will. But at the same time, we should also keep introspecting internally. What is happening? Am I really intelligent? If not, how can I become intelligent? I can become intelligent by developing the desire to serve a devotee of the Lord. And that's Bali Maharaj is saying. Even Brahaspati is unintelligent, Indra is unintelligent. So who's intelligent? My grandfather. He's proud. My grandfather is intelligent. He's not just saying Prahlad Maharaj. My grandfather Prahlad Maharaj. Even when there was a fight between Vritrasur and Indra, Indra got cheated. Who cheated him? Lord Vishnu? No. He cheated himself. He is going to Lord Vishnu. He sees Lord Vishnu face to face. And rather than asking for pure devotional service, he is asking that, my dear Lord, how can I protect my kingdom? There's a pure devotee of yours named Vritrasura, come in the form of a deva. Is hell-bent to destroy me. So please protect me. Who got benefited with that deal? Indra or Vritrasura? Vritrasura. He went back to Godhead. Indra has to suffer in this material world. Now, how come Indra is the king of heaven? King of heaven, how many times in Bhagavatam we have read that he's been kicked out from his own kingdom? Bali Maharaj comes. He's just blowing his conch shell. Bali Maharaj comes with his entire army outside the wall of Amravati. Amravati is the name of city of Indra. Outside the wall of Amravati, Bali Maharaj blows his conch shell. And Indra runs in fear. All the demigod ran away. And Bali Maharaj just walked in. No opposition. There's no traffic today. How come it's peak hours? Monday morning, peak hours. Where are the people? It's all empty. Everyone ran away. And then Indra goes and runs to his mother. His mother goes and prays to Lord Vishnu. How many times Indra has to be, forced to leave his own kingdom? That is why it is miserable material world. So Vritrasura was happy. So here Prahlad Maharaj. So ultimately, who's intelligent? Intelligent is a person who not only who practices Krishna consciousness, but while practicing Krishna consciousness, he is gradually developing a desire to serve a devotee of God. At least we can have that desire. I'm not talking about talking very superficially. Oh Prabhu, how are you? Mataji, how are you? I'm your servant. Real? Sometimes some youth they come. They say, Prabhu, I want to join the temple as brahmachari. Okay. So then my first question is, why do you want to join? Because I want to serve Lord. And I want to serve devotees. And I want to serve the mission. And I want to practice Krishna consciousness nicely. So I said, serving means you will have to follow. He said, yes, I'm ready to follow. I will follow whatever you say. I said, okay. There's my standard answer and questions. So I said, okay, 6 months, you stay outside. And every day come for Mangala Aarti and stay back till 9 o'clock in the night. I will give you prasadam 2 times. But you come at 4:30 in the morning, go back at 9 o'clock, I'll give you 1 hour rest in the afternoon. No, Prabhu, that I cannot do. I said that then you cannot join. If you're not ready to serve now, what is the guarantee you will serve in future? So sometimes, we have this we are expert at putting up this mask that I'm your servant. Ask yourself, are you really a servant? Yes, we are servant, but do you really believe? Do you live by those words? Bhakti starts when Sarvapadhi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktiruchyate. Ask yourself, Sarvapadhi vinirmuktam, have I become? No. Somehow we are doing something. By mercy of Prabhupada, we are okay. Something is better than nothing. So I'm not trying to discourage you, but at the same time, you should gear up. As they say, pull up your socks now and proceed on a faster pace to Krishna. Mother Kunti, she says in her prayers, like the river Ganga is flowing, coming from Himalayan range of mountains, directly towards the ocean, flowing and flowing and flowing and flowing. Mother Kunti says, let my consciousness, my Lord, flow towards your lotus feet like the Ganga is flowing to meet ocean. Let my consciousness meet your lotus feet. Are we conscious? All day we are conscious. Are we Krishna conscious? That's a question we have to ask. Little bit of disturbances, very slight turbulence in our life. Our bhakti gets shaken up. Our bhakti is really shaken up. So we should practice. We should chant, read, hear, serve. Very nice. At the same time, we should also develop this consciousness that whatever I am doing, I want to serve Prabhupada, I want to serve Krishna. I want to serve Prabhupada, that is sufficient. So that is how Bali Maharaj is. Then we become intelligent people. So right now we are little intelligent, very intelligent. Okay, life is not about binary, 0 or 1. It is about from 0 to 100. So right now, someone of us may be at 5, 10, or 20, or 30. We have to reach 100. We are somewhere. We are hearing this lecture. We are somewhere. We are not at 0. That's for sure. We are eating prasad. We are associating with devotees. We are taking darshan of the Lord. We go to the temple. Serve in the temple, preach, distribute books, distribute holy name, chant holy name, read books, hear lectures. So many things we are doing. So definitely we are above zero. But we have to come at the level where we come to 100. That's the desirable object. And then, if we know, even theoretically, this is what I want to become, then there's a impetus, there is a push or a pull to reach to that goal. So goal setting is very important. Spiritual goal setting. And then we'll become intelligent. Gradually we'll become intelligent. And that intelligence will give us humility. That intelligence will give us tolerance. That intelligence will make us understand that why am I hankering for the name, fame, prestige? Rather, everyone else deserves respect. So then, kirtaniya sada. That's a really intelligent person. Kirtaniya sada. So whatever we are, at whatever stage we are, we should proceed, and at the same time, we should also see eventually I want to get rid of it. Like someone may get affected by diabetes. So now there's diabetes. So one immediate solution is insulin or keep eating tablets or some exercise. But eventually you want to completely get rid of the diabetes. Completely diabetes should leave our body. And then how? Then some therapies, long-term treatment, Ayurvedic medicine. At the same time, we take some allopathy, some insulin. You know, if the sugar level shoots up to like 600, 650, 700, then you need immediate insulin. But so whatever you're practicing, it's okay. But we should also develop that understanding and go deeper in practice of Krishna consciousness. Then Bali Maharaj will say, yes, there are more intelligent people who are following my grandfather, Prahlad Maharaj. Then we'll be happy. That's where Srila Prabhupada says, chant and be happy. We will become happy. Chanting will bring tremendous happiness in our life, unlimited. See, now what is happening? The soul is hungry. If the soul is hungry, we are not happy because I'm hungry. But I'm trying to serve my body, I'm trying to serve my mind, I'm trying to serve my intelligence and everything. I'm trying to serve others, but I'm not giving food to my soul. The soul is hungry. And until and unless the soul is not fed properly, there will be no satisfaction. And there is no satisfaction, there is no happiness. So if we want happiness, we have to feed good quality food to the soul. And that is chanting of Hare Krishna. We chant and we become happy. Then externally, whatever we have, we don't have, that will not matter to us. What will matter to us most is I'm chanting and the soul is happy. And we'll be happy. Hare Krishna. So any questions anyone has?
Prabhuji, for this very beautiful class, making coming to the point that we should gear up our devotional service. Thank you. I have there are a few hand raised. I request Shyam Chandra Prabhu, please ask the question.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam to you. Thanks for a very nice and sublime class. So, can you kindly elaborate, Prabhu, on that point which you are making about Prahlad Maharaj being on a higher platform than Lord Shiva? Because we know that Lord Shiva is Vaishnavanam Ita Shambho, and also both are counted in the 12 Mahajans. So, the context, you may kindly elaborate because Shiv Tattva by itself is much different on its own. So can you kindly throw some light and elaborate a little bit more on that, Prabhu?
Okay. So yes, Lord Shiva is topmost Vaishnava. But then there is Yudhishthir, there is Arjun, there is Hanuman, there is the Brajbasis, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Baba, Krishna's coward, friends, and the gopis, the topmost. So it's not a direct comparison, but it is given in Brihad Bhagavata Amrita, where, Gop Kumar, he goes to Indra, then Indra says, I'm not a devotee. Then you go to Brahma, then Brahma says, what, I've done so much mistakes, I stole the calves and coward boys of Krishna. Shiva is a devotee. Shiva says, what, I got attached to, seeing the form of woman. From Moini, obviously was attached to Moini, which is attachment to Lord Shiva, Lord Krishna. Then he says you should go to Prahlad, and Prahlad says you should go to Hanuman. Hanuman says, you know what, look at the Pandavas. And Pandavas, they sent him to Uddhav. Uddhav sent them to Brajvasis, and ultimately Gop Kumar understands the gopis of Vraj. The Vrajavadhus, they are the topmost devotee. So that is in that context is there. Even though Shiva Tattva is there, but still the gopis of Vrindavan, nobody can match them. Yashoda, Nanda Baba, they're different level. So again, yes, as you said in the context, it's in the context. All are Vaishnavas. Like Krishna it is said in the scriptures, anyone who differentiates between Krishna and Dwarka as Dwarkadhish, Krishna and Mathura as Mathuresh or Vasudev Krishna, and Krishna and Vrindavan as Rasa Bihari. Anyone who differentiates, he's a Pakhandi. But at the same time, Krishna and Dwarka, Krishna and Mathura, and Krishna is in Vrindavan. Again, different context. Is that okay, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. I think it's quite clear. I think, of course, gopis, the rasa is different. Madhurya is at the higher level, so we rate based on the rasas. I was just wondering here in this context, like Lord Shiva is basically, a direct a servant of Lord to do a particular task of, employing the mode of ignorance for a certain purpose. And Prahlad actually appeared as a Jiva Tattva, and then he became the king, Maharaj, where he has to use mode of passion also. Otherwise, we cannot rule as an emperor. So in that context, I was thinking whether, because Shiv Tattva is, I mean, in many ways we have seen. Yeah.
Even Brahma is Jiva Tattva.
Yeah.
Until unless Lord Vishnu comes. And Brahma is also empowered to create. So Brahma is creating using mode of passion, and Shiva is destroying using mode of ignorance. And Prabhupada says that Shiva also gets little bit affected with that mode of ignorance, and Brahma gets affected with mode of passion.
Yeah.
So then, but Brahma and Shiva are not equal. This is Brahma, this is Shiva, even though Brahma is father. So again, context differs.
Okay.
Important here is, right now, Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Prahlad, way beyond. We have to become intelligent. That is most important.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. I must say that there were shades of Gokaleshwar Prabhu in your. Are you, in Juhu temple?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, I was recollecting my god brother Gokaleshwar Prabhu. There was a lot of similarity I found in the. So, were you with him for some time or never?
We are in same temple.
Yeah. Okay.
We are in same temple.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Now I would request Janaki Mataji, you can ask your question.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhu, my question was on the point where we were mentioning on the mixed desires and how we have to ask ourselves secretly why we are doing what we are doing. And I think we came down to a point where we are saying chanting and service attitude is where the purity will be revealed and why we are doing what we are doing. Is that correct understanding, Prabhu?
Yes, right now we are conditioned souls. I can talk about myself. I'm a conditioned soul, so there are a lot of material desires. And beneath, somewhere hidden, there are mixed desires. We have to come to the level where we only have pure desires. So all the contamination of these mixed desires and impure desires, this contamination will be washed by serving a devotee of Lord and chanting Hare Krishna. So even today, if I even say I'm not pure today, but I have complete faith in Holy Name and in service to the mission of Srila Prabhupada, that if I perform these two activities, I will get purified. Like we get sick, we go to doctor. I'm sick, I'm unhealthy, I'm not healthy. But I know this medicine, if I take, I'll become healthy. That faith should be strong. So we should develop a strong faith in the Holy Name and in the process of Bhakti. And what we desire from that process, the outcome should be pure devotional service and not some material benefits or liberation from this material entanglement. That is pure desire. Is it okay, Mataji?
Prabhu, a follow-up to that is in the process when we are developing this purity, due to the anarthas that we are like encountering in our own selves, basically it is us who has to rectify. It's nobody or no situation or no circumstance. So in that process, we realize things before we are ignorant. Now we are coming to a level of some understanding. And then in that process, what ifs, like there are so many what ifs, right? We are materially conditioned. And so we keep on asking questions, or maybe with ignorance or something or the other, when you don't know, you do things that out of ignorance you have done. So in that process also, does the consciousness also purifies, knowing that you are making some mistakes or committing some mistakes, but I'm just trying to understand at the level of consciousness what happens while we are practicing and also falling down at the same time.
So Prabhupada gives a very simple analogy. You collect some wood, put some ghee over it, and then burn it. Like we do in Yajna. Like Narasimha Yajna was performed in many temples. So then there is, there is wood, there is ghee, there's fire. And pujaris are reciting mantras and they keep pouring the ghee, because of it the fire is, sustaining. If instead of ghee, or say one pujari is pouring ghee, another pujari is pouring sand or water, so what will happen? There will be fire, but it will be affected due to sand or water. And if the sand or water becomes more, eventually the fire gets extinguished. So I am being purified because I'm practicing Krishna consciousness, but because of my impure material desires, I'm covering that, or I'm again, it's like, say, in measurement. So I chanted 16 rounds, so 16 units of purification I attained. But because of my, again, some sinful activity, there is -8. So plus 16 minus 8 is total plus 8. Instead of 16 points, I'm getting only 8 points. If the sinful activities or the material desire increases beyond 16, so this is 16, this is 20, so minus 4, then I'm losing. So even though if both are there, the effect of both is there, but it is like unnecessarily hindering. It's like if you want to perform yajna, then just keep pouring the clarified butter, the ghee. That will, the process will be faster. So if we just purely practice bhakti, the process will be faster. If you keep adding impurities, then the process will slow down. It may actually completely stop also for some time or for this entire lifetime. And that is very unintelligent to do so, because then we have to take another life, start from where we have left. So whatever spiritual practice we have accomplished, that will remain. But because there will be a lot of covering because of mixed desires or impure desires, a lot of covering. And the covering will become so thick that the small little fire of bhakti will get completely covered up. So the clouds are very thick when sun is covered. When our vision is covered, not the sun is covered, our vision is covered.
Thank you,
So,
Prabhuji. Thank you.
intelligent person will always try not to indulge into any impure act. At the same time, keep purifying ourselves.
Mhm.
But Prabhupada is merciful, Krishna is merciful. We do not take advantage of it, but there is a process. If there is impurity in the heart, so definitely because of my mode of passion and mode of ignorance, I will get into impure activities. And those impure activities will affect my bhakti. But if I still continue my bhakti, eventually bhakti will one day overpower. And if bhakti is very soft, very low degree of bhakti and impurities are increasing, then Krishna will put us in a situation where we'll be kicked, we'll be lashed by Maya, and then we'll give up those impure acts and take shelter of holy name. That is how Krishna does. That's how you see sometimes devotees who are not completely pure, but a very high advanced level, Krishna deals with them in such a way that it appears that Krishna is trying to destroy them. But actually Krishna is trying to destroy their anartha, because Krishna is putting them in a situation where they completely take shelter of Krishna and nobody else. And that is pure ghee on the firewood with the pure mantras, and the fire will inflame, and all anarthas will just get burned down to ashes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji, for that question. Prabhuji, a small follow-up with that. In the bhakti, prema bhakti is
Mataji, your voice is breaking. Your voice.
something the ultimate goal, and that is been awarded by like that. Is there or can be crossed by our endeavor, or even that is in Krishna's hand, or both?
I'm very sorry, but because your voice was breaking in the start, can you just repeat this question again?
Yes, Prabhuji. Is this now clear little bit?
Maybe you can switch off the camera because of the bandwidth that's getting affected. You can switch off the camera and then voice will be clear.
Yes, Prabhu. I was just asking Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. It's clear now, Prabhu? Yeah. In the stages of bhakti, prema bhakti is the ultimate goal, and it's been awarded by Krishna.
Mhm.
And anartha nivritti is the stage where is this crossed by our endeavor, or even anartha nivritti crossing is by Krishna's mercy, or both?
Nothing we can do on our own. That is why we only have a desire. That is why the first stage of bhakti is Adho Shraddha. We have some faith. And because of that faith, Krishna arranges us to meet his devotee. So Adho Shraddha, then Sadhu Sangha. So now Krishna is already there, who's helping us. Now Sadhu also comes, Guru. And then Sadhu gives mantra, and then we perform bhajana kriya. With the help of Krishna and Guru and mantra and practice of Krishna consciousness, what bhajan we are doing, anarthas, we can cross over that stage of anartha. Without Guru and Krishna, we cannot do anything. We have to put our endeavor, and Guru and Krishna will be merciful, and eventually we will cross over. Yeah, but the level of prema, we have to just keep serving, and Krishna will award us prema. But
Thank
it
you,
also,
Prabhuji.
all
Thank you. So
stages-
everything is,
Yes.
yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. And there is one more hand raise. I request Pooja Arora Mataji, you can go ahead with your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, my question is that, as you said that chant and be happy, right? So, if we can't reach the goal of happiness, even trying so much harder and facing so many problems, the main problem is of distraction. Distraction, whether it is come from health issue, cause of health issues, or financial crisis, or any family matter. So in that case, Prabhuji, how could we attain the goal of happiness? Chant and be happy. Chant we know, but how to be happy? I mean, we are trying to do so, but because of our own anarthas, maybe we are not reach the goal of happiness. So in that case, what should we do, Prabhuji?
So when Prabhupada says chant and be happy, so chanting we are doing. One day, by constantly chanting, when heart gets purified, then we become happy. Little purification, little happiness. More purification, more happiness. Complete purification, complete happiness. So different stages of happiness. Definitely the distractions will be there because we are conditioned soul and especially we are in material. Distractions will be there. But Krishna wants to see that even after distraction, this devotee of mine is not leaving me. It's constantly practicing Krishna consciousness. Even though that devotee is getting affected with distractions, problems, miseries, no happiness, still the devotee is continuing. That pleases Krishna. That determination that, my dear Lord, even if you don't give me happiness, even if you constantly keep me in a situation of misery, I still will not leave you. I will keep chanting the holy name of yours. That's what Kunti Maharaj is telling. So we should
Prabhuji,
not pay
yes,
for
yes,
happiness. We should just keep doing our duty. Distraction or no distraction, chanting must go on. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, in lectures, I came to know that we should not say anything to Krishna personally for our personal benefits. But if we are not good in health, or sometimes we feel helpless, then in that case, could we pray to God, pray to Narsimha Dev to remove our obstacles of bhakti? Is it an offense, or could we do this go for this prayer, Prabhuji?
This is what is happening nowadays with devotees. Very artificial kind of living we have got into. Very artificial. We have to be very natural.
Prabhuji, sometimes we feel very helpless, no?
So let me I understood your question.
Yes, Prabhu.
So what is artificial means? See, a pure devotee not asking anything for himself It's okay. That's what is given in scriptures. A devotee means pure devotee. Are we devotees? So if I am getting affected by because of health, because of wealth, because of any other problem, and if I pray to Lord, my dear Lord, I want to chant peacefully. But because of these distractions, I'm not able to chant. So please remove, if you may so desire. Even Bhaktivinoda Thakur has prayed that please liberate me. Even other acharyas have some. It's not. Even Prabhupada prayed, please protect me. Who says devotee cannot ask for himself? That's a very artificial kind of Krishna consciousness we are practicing, very shallow. We should practice Krishna consciousness at our level and go one step at a time, then another step, then another step. Now, if I am here and I practice at this level, I try to practice at this level, I'll just fall. So if you are having problems in life, be it money, be it family, be it family members, be it health, anything, should you not pray? You should. Where will you go otherwise? Krishna is saying, Chaturveda bhajante mam guna sukrita na arjuna. Artho jigyasu artharthi. One who's arthati, one is artho, one who's distressed, he should come to me. If a child is distressed and going to his or her own father, who's Krishna, well, there's no harm. You're not asking sense gratification. You're saying, my dear Lord, I want to practice Krishna consciousness, but there's so much of problem. If you may so desire, please remove. But remember, even if Krishna doesn't remove, we should continue and tolerate, because that is our own karma. Sometimes Krishna doesn't remove because it is my own karma, and Krishna wants me to go through that, to have that experience of himself. But it is completely all right to ask for some help from Krishna. No problem. You're not asking, some material benefit. Now, in Ukraine, there's a war going on. So devotees, almost every devotee left. One devotee, unfortunately, had to leave his body, but everyone left. So when these bombs are coming, we are not Prabhupada. And we'll think, oh, this bomb is Krishna. Krishna is coming to embrace. Prabhupada like that. I'm not like that. I should practice at my own level. And my dear Lord, I'm in a country where everywhere there is a situation of fear. Now, devotees should not become fearful. They should be completely fearless. Is it not? That's what we read in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is saying, Abhayam. What about Brajavasis, who are the topmost devotees? When Aghasur came, Bakasur came, Arishtasur came, Dhenukasur came, Vatsasur came, they all became fearful. So problem is not that we are fearless or fearful. What is fearless? We have to understand the context. So all these Brajavasis, when Indra was pouring the rain, they were fearful. But they took shelter only and only of Krishna. If I'm in a situation where everywhere I'm surrounded by fire, there's a fire in the complex and I'm stuck, should I not call out to Krishna for help? What will I do then? So there are problems in life. If someone is stuck in the flooded situation, should he not call out for Krishna? He should. Why shall I say, I'll not call out to Krishna? We have been told to practice pure Krishna consciousness. Calling out to Krishna is pure. Krishna is putting you in that situation so that you call. You surrender more. Krishna is putting us in that situation so that we surrender more. And we say, no, we should not ask Krishna. Who says that? Then why Brajavasis are asking? Why they are asking? It's not like that. So again, things have to be understood in proper way. And even if I tell you to practice Krishna consciousness,
Prabhuji, but we are not at the level of Brajavasis bhakti. I mean, our bhakti is not.
Who's telling you to be at the level of Brajavasi? Did I tell you? I'm just telling you, Mataji, wherever you are, I'm giving you example of Brajavasi. I'm telling you, if you are facing any problem, you can pray to Krishna. Then, my dear Lord, please, if you may so desire, remove the problem. I can practice nicely. If you want these problems to remain and make me more, or let me experience these miseries, I'll still continue chanting. The rest is your desire. That's what we should do. Brajvasis, I'm giving you an example. We have to take shelter of Krishna, happiness or distress. Is it all right?
Yes, Prabhuji. Dhanvat Pranam. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Okay, so Mataji,
Yes.
please stop here.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much for your valuable time and association.